Hey guys, welcome to My Cupcake Addiction's Frost My Life in Cupcakes, where I'll be doing a bit of a different take on the Draw My Life and just sharing a little bit more about me with you guys. So I was born in 1982, which makes me 31 years old, and I'm a Gemini, and I was born in New Zealand. So New Zealand's a little country kind of off the coast of Australia, I guess. When I was 5 years old, we moved over to Australia with my family and we settled on the Gold Coast. So the Gold Coast is pretty cool. It's got beaches. It's pretty warm most of the time. So it was a really great place to grow up. And I lived in the Gold Coast in a little house with my family. That's my dad. He's really cool. He's really tall. That's my mum. I love my mum. She's one of my best friends. That's my older sister, Simone. This is me. I was the middle child. And this is my little brother. I made him sad because he had to grow up with two older sisters and we picked on him a little bit. Sorry, Luke. So when I was young, I was a little bit susceptible to sweets. I would eat sweets and within 15 minutes, I would be going crazy and I'd be driving everyone around me crazy. So my mum and dad were like, right, you can spend $1 a week on sweets and that's it. Other than that, no sweets. Sad face. So I quickly learned that if I got like flour and sugar and cocoa and a mixer, I could mix it all together and I could make my own sweets. So when mum would go out or dad would be up the back working, I'd be baking in the kitchen. You'd often find me up in the backyard with my sister polishing off the sweets that I'd made. Because I made so many sweets and I kind of had to sneakily get rid of them, obviously in my stomach, I got kind of chubby. When I got to high school, I was chubby, I was really loud, and I wasn't very popular. It was kind of a tough time. I got bullied and I spent a lot of time, I guess, hiding in the library. I threw myself into books. I really wanted to be an author. I loved reading fiction and I loved reading about baking. So I would read about baking at school and then I would come home and bake at home, and it just took my mind off everything and made school, I guess, a bit more enjoyable. When I left school, I got an awesome job as a flight attendant, which I absolutely loved. It was perfect for my personality. I could be chatty and I could be happy all day long, and pretty much everyone that gets on a plane is relatively happy because most of the time they're going on holidays or they're coming back from holiday. While I was a flight attendant, I met something I liked a little bit more than cupcakes in the form of my husband, Alec. He was all like, hey, and I was like, oh, hi, how you doing? So we fell in love, and it was about a year after that, I think in 2005, that he asked me to marry him. So in 2006, we got married and we moved down to Sydney. It was the first time I'd been, I guess, interstate away from my family, so I was a bit sad, but Sydney was an awesome place to live. We had heaps of friends and my job was great down there, so I really enjoyed it. It wasn't long before I started to feel a bit sad. Alec and I were both doing shift work and it made it really hard to spend too much time together. So I was still flying, but I started thinking of things that I might be able to do that I could spend a bit more time at home. My best friend Nina and I had just finished making some cupcakes, and she said to me one day, hey, why don't we open a cupcake shop? Now the cupcake craze had sort of just started taking off, so there wasn't a cupcake shop on every corner. There was just a couple of really select ones in Sydney and not many for the rest of the country. So we were like, yay, and we started looking into it, looking at leases and looking at the costs involved, but it proved to be just too expensive. We just didn't have the money to invest. So our cupcake dreams were dashed, and I kept on baking as I always had, but we sort of abandoned the idea of opening a cupcake shop. Not long after this, one of my other friends was going to the markets to sell off some of her clothes. So I said, you know what, I'll share a stall with you. I'll come down, I'll sell off some of my clothes, maybe make a bit of cash, and then I can go buy more clothes. So one of my other friends had said to me, why don't you take down some of your cupcakes? I'd been baking them for ages, especially with thinking about opening the shop, and everyone loved them. So she said, your cupcakes are amazing, make some and take them down. I made 90 in a tiny little kitchen in Sydney, and I took them down. And while I didn't sell many of my clothes, I sold all of my cupcakes. So I was left standing there with a pile of cash, all of my clothes, and cupcakes that had sold. I kept selling my cupcakes and I reinvested every cent that I made into cake decorating classes. So I learned how to make tiered cakes and stacked cakes and novelty cakes. And over the course of 3 or 4 years, I spent a small fortune on different cake decorating classes, learning from some of the best decorators in the world. That gave me another idea. I have a lot of ideas. I thought, surely I can open up a cake decorating school and I can teach people for less money than what I have to pay. When I started looking at the costs, it really just wasn't possible. Once you took into account overheads and what it costs you to hire a space and all those different bits and pieces, public liability insurance, it was really quite expensive. So I guess I put my teaching dreams on the back burner for a little while, and my husband and I moved back up to the Gold Coast. When I arrived at the Gold Coast, I had stopped flying, so we decided that I would have a go at selling my cupcakes for a living. So I started selling them at the Surfers Paradise night markets in the Gold Coast every Wednesday night and every Friday night, and I made literally hundreds of cupcakes every week, between 300 and 600 cupcakes every night for these markets. I'm really glad that I enjoyed it because it was some big hours. I did it in my own kitchen with a little household oven, and I absolutely loved it. Not long after that, my husband suggested that I put a video up on YouTube. He knew that I'd been wanting to teach, so he said, why don't you put a video up on YouTube and just see how you like teaching, see whether or not you've got the right style for it, see whether or not people actually enjoy the way that you teach. So I said, all right, and we put up our Cookie Monster cupcake. At the time, that was my best-selling cupcake at the market, so I put it up and you guys loved it. It got a few views and then it got a few more views and it got really positive feedback. Not long after this, we had our first and currently only child, Oliver, and it gave me a lot of time just sitting at home, waiting for him to wake up for a feed and all that sort of stuff. So I started making more videos for YouTube. We did cake pops and we did cupcakes and we did giant cupcakes. And I basically just made videos about things that I would have wanted to know when I was first learning to decorate. We started out with like 10 subscribers and then there was 100 subscribers and then there was 1,000 of you. And now today there is over 230,000 subscribers. I cannot believe that in 2 years, 230,000 of you guys want to watch me teach you make cupcakes. I'm pretty stoked. The one thing that I love about YouTube is that it literally unites so many countries and cultures. We have people watching from America, Canada, Saudi Arabia, Africa, Australia, New Zealand, Philippines, all over the world. And the one thing that we all have in common is that we all love cupcakes and that we all love to bake. There are so many things that I love about what I do, but the main thing that I love is all of you guys. Hey guys, I'm Elise from MyCupcakeAddiction, and finally I get to meet you all. So it's been a massive 2 years and 200 videos, and I think nearly 200 or just over 200,000 of you guys following. And I guess I just wanted to introduce the face behind the voice, behind the hands, behind the cupcakes. I wanted to say a massive thank you to each and every single one of you. I feel like I know so many of you just through comments and interactions and emails and things like that. So I hope that you guys got a little bit of insight into me through my Frost/Cupcake My Life and found out a little bit more about where I came from and how I started baking and I guess how I got from a little chubby kid that liked to eat to someone that loves to create cupcakes to share with the world. I am absolutely blown away that over 200,000 people want to follow my channel and want to see what I'm creating, but I couldn't do this without you guys. I build this channel for you and I try to anticipate what you guys are going to enjoy, each and every single one of you that send me through suggestions and ideas and pictures. I do my best to make this channel your channel. So, if enough of you guys want something, I do it. And I hope that I manage to do it to a standard that you guys enjoy. So I also wanted to take this opportunity to answer just a couple of questions about me, questions that I get asked a lot. The number one question that I get asked, believe it or not, is what color nail polish am I wearing? So for all of you that want to know, my nail polish color is OPI Mod About You. Another question that I get asked a lot is who eats all of my cakes, cupcakes, and cake pops when I'm finished making them for you guys? Well, I have a family that are very in tune with the days that I film, and they happen to pop by just to see how I'm going, just to drop off some milk or whatever it might be. But they always happen to pop by on the days after I've filmed, so they're not silly when it comes to sneaking away all of the little creations that I've made for you guys. And the other question that I get asked a lot is, do I have my own cupcake business? The answer is yes. For the last 7 years, I sold at a market, as you guys would have seen in the Frost My Life, and I just stopped selling at the markets in January to focus more on like tiered wedding cakes and sculpted novelty three-dimensional cakes and those really kind of cool, fun, creative orders. So when I was selling at the markets, I was doing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different cupcakes. So maybe like 100 each of 6 different styles. And it didn't get boring, but I just wanted to challenge myself creatively because that's when I come up with cool ideas to share with you guys. So I sort of cut back on the markets and I've ramped up what I do as far as custom orders and as far as, wedding cakes and novelty 3D sculpted things that really challenge me to make myself a better decorator so that then I can bring hopefully those skills to you guys so that you guys all learn to become better decorators as well. So as always, guys, thanks very much for watching.
I like cupcakes.
You love cupcakes? How much?
I like cake pop.
What else do you love?
I love cake pop.
You love cake pops. Ollie loves cake pops.
Konnichiwa.
And Ollie speaks Japanese.